What's shaking bacon? I have been a little mixed up with my uploadingness, but today we're gonna do the first video and I'm gonna tell you a whole bunch of things. The first time that I did them, what it was. That made sense. That was a complete sentence. You'd never know I used to be an English major. Maybe that's why I switched. English is too hard. Let's get into it. My first word was cheese. I had my priorities straight. The first meal I ever made myself was breakfast, and it was when my mom and dad were at the hospital having my sister. Well, my mom was having my sister. My dad was morally supportive. So my aunt was at our house watching me. Apparently I got up a little bit earlier than she does, and I crept downstairs while she was still sleeping. My first breakfast was cheese and cheesy popcorn. No wonder that was my first word. My first nightmare, the first one that I remember, was that a vampire had kidnapped every member of my family, including my cat. And then I was there and it was like a warehouse, or what I thought a warehouse looked like, which was a big purple room. And it had a conveyor belt and all my family members were going down the conveyor belt and he had stabbed forks in them. It was terrible. First pet was a cat named Fred. I didn't pick him out. I didn't name him. He was there when I was born. So Fred it was. He let me put jewelry on him. First crush. That was actually when I was in kindergarten. Yes, I started young. And it was a boy named Matt. And I was like, I'm gonna show him how much I like him by drawing him a picture. And then I wrote at the top, to Matt. And then I gave it to him. And he said, I don't want that. And it broke my heart. But you know what? I found the silver lining in that situation. I turned the negative into a positive, and I changed Matt into Mom. And gave it to her because I knew she had to love me. Problem solving is destined for good things. I turned out to be a really great person and a really great drawer, because my first gadget that I ever had was actually a little film camera that I won from a drawing contest in 2nd grade. So filled with skills is what I am. And actually, I won a second. That doesn't matter because this is the first video, not the second video. I'm not gonna tell you that story. Teaser. My first favorite movie, I think, was Sleeping Beauty or Alice in Wonderland, but not the Disney Alice in Wonderland. The 3-hour-long TV special, star-studded event with the Jabberwocky, because I apparently like to give myself nightmares. My first big purchase when I was in elementary school, I saved all of my little change and everything, was a boombox CD player and cassette tape. It was awesome. And along with that, I also bought my first CD, which was Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. I had some anger issues, which brings me to my first fight. Never really had a fight, but I did kick a lot of boys in the shins. So, anger issues. Carrying a theme. My first concert, I'm pretty sure, was in middle school. The first concert that I remember going to was, I'm pretty sure, New Found Glory and Blink-182. Yes. My first kiss was technically in 1st grade when a boy named Christopher, who had a little rat tail, pulled me behind the big cardboard Disney castle type bookshelf and tried to give me a kiss, but I turned my head and he kissed my ear. I still use that tactic. But like my legit first kiss was not until I was 18. Yep. He was a smoker, so it never really tastes that great. And it was kind of wet. Ugh. But now I love it. And it was my first boyfriend too. Actually, this is kind of embarrassing if you're the type of person to get embarrassed by this sort of thing. But we met on MySpace. First love? I don't really think I've had that. My first fear was when I was pretty young, 5 or younger, and it was bugs and spiders. I was terrified. Every night before bed, before I could go to sleep, I had to have my parents tell me that the spiders, bees, and bugs were all asleep. And that only ended a week ago. First obsession. I got this Bride Barbie doll at 3 or 4 years old, did not take it out of the box, put it on top of the TV set, sat down on the floor, and stared at it. My first marriage proposal was in the 2nd grade, and it was from a girl. I accepted. I'm waiting for that ring. First time a boy gave me flowers. was in 2nd grade, and it was also the last time. His name was Steven, and he gave me 1 red rose. I pretty much peaked in the elementary school, and everything else about my romantic life just went downhill. And it has not picked back up again, surprisingly. I think my first job was at a kiosk in the mall selling body jewelry. And it was a really weird experience. My first tweet, I thought it was something cool and funny, but I went back and found it, and it wasn't. It was this. So bye for now. I hope you enjoyed my firsts video, and tell me what some of your first times were like below. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.
I made that one. It's so nice.
I do it for the applause, applause, applause. I do it for the likes, I do it for the likes, I do it for subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And maybe you will watch me, keep on clicking, watch me.